good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending from where you're watching me from, is your host, Reverend Rahab Mwangi, once again. Thank you for tuning in our channel. This is where we believe it, we dream it, and we achieve it. Together, we are going to achieve it. I'm back again with another interesting story about how to overcome addiction. I have 10 tips of how you can overcome addiction. So if you're watching this and you know somebody can benefit from this video, why don't you take a second and share it with somebody? Be a blessing to someone. Be a benefit to somebody. You must know someone who is taking drugs, is in drugs, or they're struggling with drugs. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if it's your first time, welcome to our channel. May God bless you as we start how to overcome addiction. Number one, you need to understand, as a drug addict, as a gang addict, as an alcoholic, or any addiction, number one, you need to understand you have to accept it. The number one thing, as if you need change, if you're looking for help, if you're willing to change, you need to accept that you have a problem. You need to accept that you need help. You need to accept that there's something wrong somewhere. Because most people who are in addiction, they don't accept it. And that's why when you find a drunkard, they're drinking, you tell them you're drunk, they'll always say, no, I'm not drunk. Because they've never accepted it. So number one, you have to accept that you have a problem. Once you identify your problem, and accepted that yes, really I have an issue and I need help, then you'll be able to go to the next step. So once you accept it, I was that place where I had to accept it and say, yes, I need help. Because I lived a life where I felt like I don't need help. I'm okay. My life is fine. As much as my parents or people told me the life you're living is not right, I felt that it was okay. But until accepted, because we always lie to ourselves that we're in a better place. We are okay. But we are not okay. So once you accepted that, yes, I'm an addict and I need help, then we'll be able to help you. Number two, you need to understand that you need to stop encouraging yourself. Stop encouraging yourself that you're better. You know, sometimes we smoke, we take weed. When you encourage yourself together as a group, you're like, oh yeah, it's true. We are not too much like so-and-so. We are not too much like, So don't encourage yourself that you're in a better place. Addiction is an addiction. You understand? So once you accept it and once you stop encouraging yourself that you're better off than so-and-so, then it will be easier for you to come up. Identify your problem. Once you identify it, accept it that it's big as it is. There's no small or big. And that's why never allow anybody to tell you what you're going through is too small. No, as long as that pain or that thing has taken you to that addiction, it is big enough to be tackled. So stop encouraging yourself that you're okay. That's one of the things that will make you not to come out of that addiction, that you're okay. And that's why you find even like other addiction people are struggling nowadays is losing weight. People be like, me, I'm fine anyway. I'm okay with my weight. No, but when you put that dress, you're not okay. So that's the thing. We like comforting ourselves that we are okay. But deep within us, we feel like, no, I wish I can come out of this. So number two is stop encouraging yourself. Don't encourage yourself that you're in a better place. So the other thing is comforting yourself. The other issue, number three, is we comfort ourselves. We say, soon I will come out. Soon. So you encourage yourself. You comfort yourself. You're trying to comfort that addiction that don't worry. Let's continue. But soon we will come out of this. Soon we shall overcome. So every day you're telling yourself soon. Most of the time people say, oh, next year is a new year. I'm coming out of this. I'm not gonna smoke. Sometimes people say tomorrow, next week is gonna be a new week for me. And most people have different struggles, as I said. But this video is for addicts. I'm talking to people who are struggling with alcohol, gang, and I'm talking to people who are struggling with alcohol, gang, and drugs. So we can be able to bring this thing down. So you need to understand, like, for instance, right now I'm struggling with maybe losing weight. And every time I'll tell myself tomorrow, definitely tomorrow, I'm gonna eat clean. Tomorrow, I'm gonna eat fresh. I'm not gonna eat. Then tomorrow comes, I'm like, nah, this is too much, I can't do it, let's start tomorrow again. So every day you're trying to comfort that addiction. Maybe I like carbs and I can't deny it, so I'm trying to comfort myself that tomorrow, next week, let's start Monday is a fresh week, Monday. But then you find that every time you keep postponing it, you will never achieve it. Everybody in this earth or in this world is struggling with something, trust you me. But today we want to tackle addiction, because addiction is really destroying our communities, destroying our children, it's destroying our future. So that's why I decided to step out and help somebody, because I was once there and I felt like, I always used to say, tomorrow I'm stopping, definitely tomorrow. Sometimes I'll put them in the bin and I'll be like, no, I'm done with this, I'm done with it. And every time you say that, it's either you're drunk or you're high, and you're like, because already you have what you've been craving for. So it's easier to say, I don't want it tomorrow. So tomorrow where comes in, I'm like, oh my God, I threw the things away. I said, I'm gonna stop. Then I go to the bin, find the things again. I said, no, I'm not ready. I'll stop next time. I will stop next time. So I kept comforting myself, saying, no, next time. So you keep postponing your breakthrough. You keep postponing your victory. You see? So every addict that is watching, everyone that is an addict, let me tell you, they always want to stop. They're stopping every day. That's what people never understand, that every day they say, no man, I need to stop this. No, this is going for too long, I need to stop. But they always find themselves not stopping, because what is a struggle? People don't understand that struggle is real out there. But one thing you need to understand, keep tuned, you will find out a way, and we shall overcome this. We will definitely overcome. If I overcame, my friend, you shall overcome too. So you need to be able to control. You are in control. Number 4, we're in number 4. You need to understand that you are in control. One thing you need to understand, that you are in control. The drugs are not in control of you. But now, because we become an addict, the drugs control us. We become under influence of drugs. You will do what the drug tells you. When you need a smoke, if the drug tells you, let's go and steal, you will steal. So it becomes like it's controlling you. You're no longer in control of your life. As much as you're looking bad out there, as much as you're trying to show people you're in control of your life, you're not in control of your life. Because why? The alcohol, the drinks, the drugs, and the gang is in control. So you don't have a say in your life. And that's why when you wake up, when you feel like smoking, you just run and smoke, because you're no longer in control. This thing has hooked you up. This thing has got you. So whatever you're doing it according to its will. So number 4, please be in control. Be in control of yourself. My mother used to tell me, if you don't take that cigarette will not bring itself in your mouth. So that's one thing you need to understand. If you don't roll it up, it's not going to roll itself, come and get you and say, take it by force. So you have to be, it's not going to be easy. At times I used to cry. I wake up, I'm like, no, I'm going to do it. I'll cry, but I'm fighting with something within me. I'm fighting with something is more powerful than me. It's like, let's go and smoke Rahab. But I'm like, no, I said I'm not going to smoke. To a point I will cry. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it, because there's a force that is pushing you to do it. But you need to understand that force, you have to control it, because now you allowed it to control you for too long. It's used to controlling you. But now you have to arise and say, hold on, I've been controlled for too long. I'm the one who is going to control this thing. Yep. I will hope we're together until there. So number 5, you need to understand, you need to be willing for a change. Once you stop soothing yourself, once you stop encouraging yourself, once you accept it, we need to accept to be willing for a change. Let me tell you, unless you're willing, you cannot achieve it. Unless you are willing, you cannot obtain it. You have to be willing, then you shall receive it. Once you start willing and say, you know what, yeah, I'm ready. I want a change. And I know I have to accept it, that I cannot do it on my own. I did not get here by my own strength. Before I used to think, yeah, and every time I did it on my own, I failed. But every time I accepted that, yes, and I need help, and I went to the right people, I was able to gain the help. So you need to be willing for that change. The problem is most addicts, they're like, I don't want to change. I'm happy with my life. But yes, when they're alone, they're crying for change. So you need to understand, you need to have that one person, a confidant that you approach and say, you know what, I'm tired and I need help. I need a change. And that's what I did. I remember when I met my husband, at that time we were just dating, I used to smoke. But he never used to like it. But I used to be like, so if you don't like me, then how are we gonna, live together? But I love him and I love the cigarettes. I love him, I love the alcohol. But I'm thinking, how can I have both? But I can't have both. I need to let go of one. But he started now helping me. I had to open up and tell him, this is a problem. I'm dealing with an issue. You see, that's the problem. We don't want to talk to our partners. We don't want to talk to our husband. When whatever problem you're going through, you want to show them that you're okay. You want to show them that even your mother, you're trying to show her like, you're okay. But once you're in your room alone, you're crying for help. But the person you're crying for is not strong. Find someone who already gone many miles ahead of you. Someone who will be praying with you. Someone who will pray for you. Because some of the things that we are dealing with, you're dealing with, they are not normal, they are spiritual. Most of them, they're spiritual, because this force that is pushing you every time you want to go and steal, every time you want to stab someone, and when you regret it after that, that means it's not you. So you need to be willing to change. You need to be willing. So once you accept and say, yeah, I'm willing, I surrender, help me out, I need help. And that's why I'm bringing this awareness, so I can work with you. If you're there and you're saying, walk with me, woman of God, walk with me, Rahab, I need your help. I know you've been in this issue. We've seen you walk in it. We've seen you walk out as well. Please hold my hand and let's do this. I'll be able to help you. And if you know somebody who can walk with you, who is maybe more closer to you, that's good as well. Because I might not be able to reach out to everybody, but I want you to know that we are here to help you. And that's why we have our website down below. You can book an appointment. The appointment there is not just to go physically. You can book an appointment. I'll call you. Just leave your number. We will call you. On our website is www.rahabmwangi.co.uk, and we'll be able to call you, walk with you. It's free. We're not charging you. It's free, and you'll be blessed. So the other number 6 is moves. Once you want to change, what movement are you making? That's very crucial. Which movement are you making? You need to understand that, number one, you have accepted it. You're willing to come out. So you're not going to make the same moves that you used to make. You have to be different. You have to be very careful the moves that you make. Because once you start just going where you used to go, the possibility is that you're going to fall for it. Remember, you're not strong. Remember, you're just, you've just made a baby step saying, yeah, I'm willing. But yet, remember, that thing is still in you. Maybe you smoke 10 years, 5 years, 50 years, 30 years, 2 years, 1 year. Guess what? You can't stop. You can't be stronger than that addiction in one day. So your moves, what you're doing, matter. When I decided that, yeah, this is it, I have to change my movement. Where I used to go during the day, I will not go anymore. Because I know once I go there, I'll find my girls there. I'll find men them there. I'll find people there. They'll be smoking. Guess what? I'm only one day made a decision. I'll be like, you know what? Forget this. Let me smoke. Because once you see them doing it, of course, the urge is there. So your moves have to change. You have to, your friends. The other thing is friends. Number 7, you have to change your friends. You cannot walk with a smoker and expect you not to be a smoker. So the people you hang around with, your friend, you have to change your friends totally. When I decided to change, I changed my friends. My friend thought, yeah, look at her, she's now leaving us. No, I was fighting for my destiny. I was fighting for my future. So I had to let go of some things for me to gain something else. You have to let go of certain friends for you to gain something. Yeah, it's going to be difficult because you're going to be alone for some time. before you find friends who will be telling you the right thing. So you have to change your friends. Friends who call you anytime, friends who call you out, let's go for a drink, friends who say, let's go for a smoke. You need to change them. So sometimes, yeah, they know where they live. They'll knock for you. So you have to come up, you have to be a strong person and say, you know what, come up with something. You know what, oh, I'm busy, I'm behind work, I need to catch up with my work, or I have assignment, I need to catch up. The other thing I did that was very crucial, is phone number. I changed my number. Once you for you to get to the phone number, you have made a big move. You have already accepted it, you're willing, you have found someone to help you. Now you're changing your number. Because now once people start calling you, yo, where are you? Let's go. I got something. Come down to my yard. Let's go smoke. Let's do this. Then you'll be like, you know what? Let me do it. Yeah, give me 5 minutes. I'll be there. You will go. Because why? The temptation is knocking you at your home. The temptation is finding you inside your house. So once you change your number, I remember one time when I was in the process, and now my friends know that, oh yeah, Rahab now she's changed, she's a Christian. Actually, I was ordained as I was a pastor, and this guy knew that, oh yo, Rahab has changed. She's made different moves now. She's in a different level. She just want to do her things in another way. They did not respect that, you know, because some respected it, some didn't. One time, one guy calls like, oh, where are you? I'm like, oh, I'm at my friend's house, we're having barbecue. He's like, oh, just calling you, we go out for a drink. I'm like, drink? Have you not heard? Have you not seen? Don't you know? I was like, oh, okay. You know what? I was smart. I didn't want to like actually it was a him. I didn't want to cut him off like that. And so, because I knew he was trying me as well. So what I said, I was like, oh yeah, we can go for a coffee. We can go for a coffee. I don't mind. We can go out for a coffee, but I don't drink anymore. But obviously I was not going to go. But I didn't want to hurt him, because now you have to be smart as well. You can't just push people away. So I was like, oh, okay. That's good. If you want us to catch up, maybe we go for a coffee, because maybe someone needs your help at that time. So I was like, no, let's go for a coffee, it's fine. And so he left it there. He never called. But remember, this guy, when I used to smoke, when I used to drink, he never bought me a drink. He has never bought me a coffee. He has never bought me anything. Now that he heard I've changed, he has the audacity, he had the guts to call my line and say, let's go for a drink. Of course, I had already changed my number, so he had to find it one way or another. So he was able to call me and tell me that. So if I was not strong, it was very hot, it was summer, I could have said, oh yeah, where are you? You know, it's a free drink after all. It's a free drink, there's nothing to lose. But I was stable, and I said, you know what, I'm not gonna fall down for this, because wherever I've come from is far too far. It's far, way too far. It's way too far, and I'm not going back. So change your friends. Friends, the people you work with, you end up being like them. And that's why I always tell people, work with people who are above you. Work with people who are higher than you. Work with people who have made it in life. Then you'll be able to imitate them. If you work with 10 losers, you'll be the 11th one. If you work with 10 people who are making it, trust you, you'll be the 11th one who is making it. So who you work with matters a lot. So now you have to change, get new friends, who you work with. You know, there's always that one brethren, like that your buddies from childhood. And for you to make this move, you have to let them go. Trust you me. It was difficult for me to let go of my best friend. But he was a baddest smoker. He was just a smoker and a half. But I had to let him go. I was like, you know what? As much as I love him, as much as I love you, I have to let you go. Because I'm up for a change. I need a change. But for me to have a change, I have to let go of some few things. Yes, it's going to hurt. It's going to be hard. But it's going to be difficult. But you have to be up for it. You see? So number 10 is your social life. Because now you're looking for a change. It's not like you're gonna like lock yourself in the house. You're now going to socialize with people. So who do you socialize with? Yeah, so you have to look for people to socialize with. Where do you go? Where do you hang out? So you have to find a new social place. You see, so what I did when I changed, I used to hang out with my husband. I used to make sure I'm not hanging around with anybody else, because you know what, he helped me. So I used to hang around with him wherever I go. I just want him to be my bestie. I want him to be my friend, because I know if I feel like smoking, he'll be telling me no, don't. I remember one time we just went for lunch, and I'm struggling now with this addiction. We are sitting down for lunch, eating properly. I'm just looking, and I just looked down. I saw a fresh box of cigarette looking at me. I was like, should I take it without telling him? But something told me, no, we're in a journey together. I told him, babe, look on the floor. Look what it is. I'm like, I'm taking it. So he encouraged me. He said, no, don't. Look, the enemy is following you even where you are. Temptation will always follow you. It will follow wherever you are. When I used to be a smoker, I never saw a fresh box in my life on the floor. I never saw untouched cigarette, fresh cigarette on the floor, untouched. Never. Now that I'm looking for change, now that I'm looking for that help, now here comes the enemy, haunting me everywhere, trying to not to let go of me, because he knows that once this girl is gone, she's gone. And that's why every time you say I'm going to change, you find yourself the next day you have not changed. Someone calls you, someone don't even give you a drink, they call you for a drink. Someone who doesn't call you for parties, like I have a party this weekend, calm down. Someone knocks your door and you're wondering, oh my God, I've gone 3 days without it. What happened? Someone just, fly out from somewhere. They're like, yo, I'm here, let's do this. And you're like, because you don't have the strength yet. You're still, that baby who's trying to walk a new life. It is a transition. You're trying to transit yourself. You've been doing something for 10 years. You're trying to learn a new life. It ain't easy. So you have to be hardcore. You have to be strong and say, you know what? No, I'm not going to fall for it. It's going to be a fight. It ain't going to be easy. It's going to be a fight. So those are the 10 tips. How you can overcome addiction. You can overcome it easily with those things. But you need to be strong. You need the will. You need to be willing. You need to be willing. And that's what I said. Everybody's struggling with something. You see, sometimes I'll put on weight. Sometimes I'll lose weight. And when I lose weight, it's like, because even if you give me McDonald's, I'll be looking. Sometimes my husband will laugh, because sometimes he will give me chicken. I'll be like, I will just look at him, because I've already made up my mind. But when I've not made up my mind, he will bring chicken. I'll be like, hey, I will not even think twice. Then he will be laughing like, I thought you're on diet. And that's the same thing. Your friends, when you tell them, oh, I stopped smoking, I stopped drinking, I'm starting a new life, then you keep the same friends. Then they see you tomorrow, they're like, oh, here, just take a little bit. They'll always do that. They'll always be like, oh, you want some? They're trying you. And once you take it, they start laughing. They're like, I thought you stopped. Oh, look at him. Remember yesterday, the way he was going on. Like, I stopped. I'm a changed man. They will always do that. But once you stop, they'll be like, oh, he said he stopped. He's changing. He's changing. He's going in a different direction. They'll always respect that. So always know there's a game out there. Play it right. Do it right. And you'll be an overcomer. This is going to be a long video, but please continue watching. Then we can overcome this thing. So the other thing you need to understand is to control yourself. You need to control yourself. So those are the 10 things, but now you have to control yourself, which it is very crucial in this, because you have the power now. As much I'm doing this video, if you can't control yourself, you'll be in and out of it. You understand? So find someone who can share with, find someone who you can talk to, and you'll be great. As I said, if you don't know anybody, I am here. Call me on the line below. Someone will answer, someone will connect you with me. There's a number there just for you. Make sure you call that line. If you can't call, you can book an appointment. I will call you. Well, if you book an appointment, because right now there's this social distancing, there's these restrictions of COVID-19, so we cannot travel, but I will call you back. The other thing you need to understand, when someone is taking drugs, they're looking for higher powers. It's a higher power. The reason you're taking it because it's powerful than you, is higher than you. So one of the tactics, you can replace the addiction with prayer. Once you pray, is another higher power, because you need to understand the reason you're taking drugs, it comforts something, it soothes something in you, so you have to exchange it with something, another higher power, that when you need that to comfort yourself, when you need to speak to yourself, you go in prayer. You have to pray. Prayer helped me a lot. Every time I felt like smoking, I used to go on my knees and pray. I'm like, God, if you don't show up right now, I'm going. And I am going, because I'm a human. And when I come out the prayer, guess what? I still feel like smoking. Then I go back. Yeah, people will tell you different story, but I'm just being real out here. I'll come out prayer. 5 minutes later, the urge is still there. I'm like, God, did you not hear me? Then I'll go back. I did that. So I used to pray. So you can imagine how many times I used to pray in a day. I had set myself up and said, no, I'm working with this. The enemy, when he shows up, he's like, let's go smoke. Because the urge will be there. The urge will be there. It's not going to go with the day. There's no magic out of it. There's no rocket science out of it. It's something that you have to walk through it, but you have to be ready to walk through it. You have to say, yeah, I know it's difficult, but I'm walking through it. But the thing is, we are scared of change. Nobody wants change. Change is difficult. Change is uncomfortable. So once you start changing, it's very uncomfortable, because you wake up, you're going to bed with that, with nothing in your mouth. You can't smoke, you can't, but you have to go through it. You have to say, no, I have to pass through it. And once you pass through it, you appreciate yourself. You will say, you know what, thank God I went through it. So I used to pray. Now I say, you know what, every time I will feel like praying, every time I feel like smoking, I'm going to pray. So every time I feel like smoking, I say no. I used to have a corner, one specific corner in my bedroom, and I used to go there and cry. I said, God, I know you have good plans for me, so please change me. This thing that I'm feeling right now, take it away. When I'm in prayer, it will disappear. It will go. For sure, it will go. And I'll feel good. I'll be like, oh, thank God, it's gone. Some people will eat chewing gum. Some people will go for other help, like medical help. But I'm just telling you what worked for me. So once I come out, I'll be like, yeah, I'm not feeling like smoking. So I'll stay up. Obviously, that thing is gone. And then for a little while, because, it's something that you've done for so many years, then it will kick in again, like, oh, let me go and smoke, because it comes in your mind. Then I'll be like, actually sometimes I'll be like, oh yeah, let me go and smoke, because you're used to it. Like, let me go and smoke. You remember who you are. I'm like, oh, I forgot, I stopped. Then I will go back and pray. So it was like that. It's not, you didn't go with one day. Yeah, now you can throw them away, but in the next 2 hours you feel like smoking it. So what are you gonna do when you feel like smoking? And that's what I say, you need help. You need help. And the other help is God. Pray. Always go in your room. Some people, the easiest way is prayer. Because some people can talk to you, but until God just show up in that issue, there's nothing else can happen. You understand? So replace it with prayer. The other thing, don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. The problem is, we want to sell drugs. We want to do drugs because we want life quick. Drive a Mercedes, you haven't drove a Fiat, a Punto. So don't run when you're meant to crawl. And that's what we go wrong, because we want a big stuff. So go with time. With time, things will fall in place. So we want quick cash, quick money. We want things to work out for us too quick, big life. People are saying, die young, be rich quick and die young. It doesn't make sense. Does that statement make sense to you? Okay, now I get rich quick and then I die young. How am I going to enjoy that money? Like, surely. So it's time, just work hard, dream it. That's what I say, dream it, believe it, and achieve it. Have a dream about where you want your life to be. Believe it, it will be so, and achieve it. But don't go on a shortcut. Because number one, you need to understand, once you start stealing, once you start doing drugs, then the purpose is there. The police shows up. You go prison. What else? I used to do that when I want to smoke, when I want to get high. Sometimes I'll just rob someone on the road. I'll take their phone. I'll take anything. Do you know how many times I had to be in the police station? Forest Gate Station knew me. If they don't see me there once a week, I'm sure they used to wonder, where is she today? But the station knew me because that's where my area was. I remember one time we went to now, because I had so many court cases. Sometimes we go to a court case. I remember one time we went to a court case. I'm finished. The judge has made his decision. I'm coming out of court case. Another police waiting for me for another case. My mom used to feel like crying. Oh, you're under arrest. I'm like, I just came out from can you just I need a break, or I need a, So imagine you're coming out from a court case. There are others waiting for you outside. Like, yeah, hurry up. We are waiting. Another case. They take you to cell again. So that's the kind of life. And I was like, really? Is this what good is going to come out of this, really? Yeah, you robbed someone. You bought something. May God have mercy on us. So we need to stop being greedy. Let's live according to our pace, according to our league, according to where God has placed us. We want to feel like we have money. We want to feel like we have money. So be content in where you are. Once you're content with where you are, you'll be blessed. You'll be great. So far. So those are the tactics. But I have other few things I want to talk to you. Or we might do part 2. I don't know, but let's continue. So you're not in a competition with anyone. You need to understand that you're not in competition with anybody. You're not in competition. Once you put that in your mind, you will do your thing. When other people are saying, oh, I got this, I got that, you'll be like, that's nice, I celebrate you. But because you know your work, you know who you are not in competition with anybody. There are people who make you feel like we're in a competition. But sometimes I'll be like, oh, you didn't tell me we're in a competition. I didn't know we are competing. Because I have my walk to walk. I have my journey to walk. I have my race. I'm coming from somewhere. So please pave way. I need to get somewhere. Because I'm coming from somewhere. People just see people on the road. They don't know where they've come from. You're busy competing with people. You're busy talking about someone. You don't know they had a walk with God. They had a walk. They're coming from somewhere. So what you're doing, they're looking at you like, I don't have time for you. I have things I'm battling right now. I have an addiction I'm trying to overcome. So right now, I don't need anyone on my space. So I walked a walk that it was not easy, but through God's strength, I made it. So make sure you're not competing with anybody. Remove that from your mind. If you're gonna be in a single room, fine, start from there. If you're gonna go back to the village, fine, start from there. If you have to change and all the money to go, fine, but you're gonna have a peaceful life. Because number one, now you're gonna live a legitimate life. Because once you continue like this, your DBS, your criminal record, who's going to hire you? And that's what most people are facing today. Nobody can hire them. So they enjoy it for a few years, but it's messing up the entire life. It's messing up the entire life. Now you want to settle down with your wife, with your kids. You want to do the right moves. Once you're trying to do the right moves, nothing is working. No company wants to employ you. Because why? Your criminal record is showing up. But some people say, oh, after 7 years, they're gonna take it out. Let me tell you, it's never going out. They say, yeah, they will raise it, but it's still there. They can see it. So be careful of what you're doing, the moves you're doing. So the craving, you need to understand, as I mentioned, the craving will always be there, but make sure you replace it with prayer. Because that's what we are fighting here. The crave. Is a craving. You always want it. No, I can't live without it. I want it. I used to smell it. Oh my word. When I just smell it, I'll be like, where is that thing? I need it now. If I just see you smoking. The funny thing is, I'll take you back a little bit. As I said, you're going to cancel your friends, you're changing your number, everything. So I did all that. So I used to sometimes I used to watch movies a lot. Nighttime I used to watch movies, especially Friday. I'll sleep late because I'm used to now partying. Now I have to translate my life to something else. So now I used to watch movies. Now you're watching a movie. In a movie, someone comes out with a cigarette, starts smoking, and you're like, I need one. I need one now. So the temptation is all over, as I'm saying. So you need that power, you need that strength to say, you can smoke, okay? Let me go and make my coffee. Let me do something else. Just distract yourself. Always distract yourself. I've learned to distract myself from that, because once your mind tells you let's do it and you're like, oh yeah, actually let's do it, don't feed it, don't support it. Don't support it. Always distract your mind. Stand your ground. Always stand your ground. My goodness, I stood my ground. I was like, no, there's an enemy I'm fighting. I made this thing as my enemy. I was like, you're not gonna have me. Why do you want me so bad? Go and find something else to do. And I knew, as I said, my mom told me, if you say no, it will never bring itself in your, because sometimes we feel like, oh, if I don't say it, it will bring itself. It will never bring itself. So stand your ground. So when I stood my ground, the same girl who used to smell it and run for it, now I'm smelling it, I'm getting bellyache. Now I'm smelling it, I don't want to, I just hate it. But remember, the struggle is real. That's what I want you to remember. The struggle is real, but you have to stand your ground. I remember, my husband has seen it all. He have seen it all. He have walked a journey with me. And I appreciate you, my husband. I know you're watching this. Thank you so much. Now, sometimes we'll be sitting in the house. We're just sitting, doing our own thing. Guess what? The whole house starts smelling weed. The whole house smell of smoke. Nobody's smoking in the house. The whole house starts. And I'm like, babe, can you feel that? But remember, before I tell him, my mind is always going like, I need that. Where is that? Where? I start looking all over. Where is that? And I'm like, no, I've already accepted I need help. I need support. So I'll be like, but can you smell that? Oh my God, what is that? So the enemy will haunt you. He will, hey, the struggle is real. And that's why I'm talking to you mothers as well. Parents, support that kid. Help them. Maybe today they say I'm stopped, tomorrow they go outside. The enemy is haunting them. He's not gonna let them go. The whole house used to smell of something. But I used to cry sometimes. The house, it was weird. Like, my journey was just crazy. Things just used to happen in a weird way, and I'm like, where were you when I needed that? You know, where was it? So, but I said no to it. So you need to understand the other thing is, these people who sell these things, they're in business. So whatever they put in it is going to be addictive to you. Of course, they put something for it to, once you have it, you're going to come back for it. So they're in the market. They want to make profit off you. And that's why once you take it, you always go back to them. So you need to understand that this thing is not helping you. And that's why you find these people, they are very smart. They use the youngers. They use the young children to sell the drugs. You will never see them on road selling it. Because they're smart. They're like, no, I'm going to get that little youth to do it for me. You see? Because they know they don't want to get involved. Once the police see them on road, they'll be suspicious. They'll suspect them, and then that's it. That's it for them. So, you know, it's time for us to change, because it could be your little brother who is on road. It could be my little son who is on road. It could be your son who is on road. But we have to stand up to this awareness and say, enough is enough. If you've watched this video until now, I want to appreciate you. Thank you so much. Share it with somebody. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Share with somebody. It will help somebody. I'm grateful that you have watched. You have watched up to now. I'm so excited. Continue praying for me. I'm continuing praying for you. And I know together we shall overcome. We are going to come out of this. Together we are victorious. So continue subscribing. Continue supporting drugs abuse, alcohol, and gang awareness. This is an awareness that is out here to help our youth, to help our children, so we can live a better life. We can live a good life, you see. So you need to understand, once I went through it, all the temptation came, all the bad things came, I replaced it with good things as well. I did not just sit down. I'm like, yeah, stop smoking. Life goes on. No. So what I did, the other thing is, I knew I love music. I know most of people who are in alcohol gang either love music or dance or art. Those three things are, they're big in the industry. So I love music. So I told myself, let me do something with what I love, you know. So I started, and one other tactic I did, and the youth sometimes they wonder, because when I entered in music industry, I made sure I don't jump into things like R&B, hip hop, gospel, those kind of things, because I knew I was not strong. So I had to sing things that would push me closer to God. I had to sing worship. I had to sing things that would make me closer to God. And today I am strong. And that's what I was telling my husband. The next song that will come up, he has to address the youth, because now I'm strong. If I can go up there and do whatever I want to do, I know I'm not there. I've come out and I'm strong. So you need to understand, whatever you do, you need to be strong for it. And that's what, you know, when, and the other thing that helped me, when I decided to change, because now remember, you're used to certain lifestyle, you're used to certain music, and now you're on this side, you're like, okay, once you start listening to this music, they will drive you to something else as well, because they're talking about gang, they're talking about knife. Most 99% of the worldly music, they talk about drugs, they talk about gang, they talk about just something not negative. So I stopped listening to that kind of music. I started listening to gospel music, something with good vibe. So what I did, I was like, oh, I was not into it. So I was like, this music is boring. I want something. So I decided, let me listen to. You can listen to reggae gospel if you like reggae like me. Go search reggae gospel. You'll be like, you, if you like dancehall, go type dancehall gospel. And when it's Friday, I'll put dancehall. I would dance in the house. I would dance. I'm satisfying myself in a positive way. You know, I have to do anything but to come out of this thing. I have to be real. And that's what I want you to help. I want to help you to come out. I'll go right now YouTube, put dancehall gospel. I'll put dancehall. It's the same tune, the same thing, but different words. Different words. And I was like, I'm loving this. But the time you realize you're changing, you're adapting, because this thing is about adapting. Even when you started, you just adapted it. So once you start living with that, you adapt to it. You're like, oh, actually, I can live like this. And that's what happened. So I started listen to the positive music, good music, working with the right people. Then I was able to come out. Now I came out and everyone's like, how did you do it? How did you do it? Now that's why this video is out here, to tell you how I did it. But guess what? You think that I just came out here and said, I'm out and I'm out. No, I fought with some demons. I fought with some negativity. I fought with some people. I fought bad. But not physically. Remember, you can't go beating up people. You have to fight for your destiny. You have to fight for your life. Where you are is not where you're supposed to be today. So I went and did music. The money that I was chasing in the world that I never got. Right now, as I always say, people, when you live a positive life, your blessing will always follow you. You will live life. When I stopped smoking, I managed to save up and take my entire family together with my husband. We went to a holiday in Africa, in Kenya. All of us, we went there, and people were like, did you rob a bank? That is enough to buy a land. But they didn't know that something was consuming our money. Something was somewhere. The enemy was just taking. That's what I'm saying. Maybe the car you desire, you could have had a long time ago. A long time ago. And now when I start living right, God start giving me ideas. You can do this. As today I'm speaking, and I'm not bragging, I can sleep in any hotel I want. I can drive any car that I want, and I've not robbed a bank. I can go to any nation, any country that I want. Because why? God has blessed me. So what you're chasing, you have it. But you're chasing it from somewhere else. You have it within you. That nice car, it's in you. That big money, that big business is in you. Because the blessing of God will just start following you. And when the blessing follow you, it adds no sorrow. And when the blessing of God started following me, I changed. And let me tell you one testimony. So now I changed. I start putting on weight. I start looking all nice. I start looking all sharp. You know, because when you take these things, your face kind of look weird. You think you're looking nice, innit? But once you change, you're like, oh, you start looking at your photo, you're like, hold on, something was wrong somewhere. Now I used to walk, I'll meet people, I'm like, I know that guy, I know that girl, and they will not say hi. And I'm like, so I used to tell my husband, why are my friends ignoring me? They can see clearly it's me. Why are they always ignoring me? So I never used to talk about it. So one time I was like, no, I'm gonna talk to them today. I'm gonna ask them, why are they ignoring me? So one time I stopped one guy and we were like, oh, hi, you okay? He's looking at me like, who are you? I'm like, it's me. It's me. He's like, what? What do you mean? You look totally different. You mean this is you? Guess what? Today, as now it became, he's like, no, it's like, I stopped smoking, I stopped all this, I'm into church, this. So we exchanged number. So he called me, he's like, guess what? I went and gave my life to Jesus because I saw these things. So now he was comparing how I used to look and how I look now. And he said, no, this thing is messing people up. If Rahab can transform from this to this, then there's something that this thing doesn't bring right. So look at things that way. That there's a transformation. If you knew me before, you can tell. And I'll put my now and after some time and see the dramatic change. Even me, I can feel it. So he went and gave his life to Jesus. The guy, he's always in church. Now he's married. He's settled down with his wife and kids. And I'm excited. Just looking at me. So they were not ignoring me. That this girl have changed. Nobody can notice her anymore. I'm telling you, if I walk on road with and people who used to see me back in the day, they will pass me. Because they cannot recognize who is this girl. Because there's a dramatic change. And that's what these drugs are doing to you. They're messing up. They're taking away your beauty. Sometimes I look at people who are smoking. I'm like, oh my God. The enemy have robbed your glory. The enemy have robbed your beauty. You're so handsome. But because of those drugs, you look like a 50-year-old. Yet you're only 30. Because that's what it does. It takes away everything. So I hope this video have blessed you. I hope my little journey has empowered you, encouraged you, so you can know that once you start the journey, it's not going to be easy. You know, it's not going to be all that, but you're going to come out and you're going to help someone, because I believe I'm going to help many, many others, because this journey is not easy. And once you understand that it's not easy, then you'll be able to understand other people. And once you understand them, you'll be easy to work with them. And that's what I want parents to hold their children, hold your kids, and you know, because they're struggling with something, but you want them to tell them stop and they stop. It doesn't work like that. You know, someone is struggling with something, hold their hand, walk with them, be nice to them. So that's how you overcome drugs, alcohol, and gang. Once you do all those tactics, the 10 tactics work for all of them. It works for all of them. And then, you know, it works for all of them. Everyone have a different way. There are people who go for rehab. That is another way. There are people who go for counseling. That is perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. But those are my way that I went through. Those are the struggles I came through. But God, above all, God was my hope. He was my strength. And I did it because of Him. Thank you so much. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for continuing to support drugs, alcohol, and gang awareness. We are so blessed. Thank you so much. Please, if you want to help or support drugs, alcohol, and gang awareness, number one is liking this video. Once you like this video, you're supporting us in a big way. The other way is sharing. Once you share, my goodness, we get excited, because why? We know that people are getting informed, people are getting help, And the other way is commenting. You can comment down below. It's all those three things are free. And also you can subscribe. Once you subscribe and hit the, press the notification bell, you'll be able to know every time I upload a new video. It will just notify you directly. Once you subscribe, you'll be able to see everything that I upload, everything new that I upload, it will be there. So next time we'll tackle another issue. As I told you, we'll go step by step until we overcome. Together we are strong. Say no to drugs. Let's say yes to brains. Together we are stronger.